The French Revolution. A 169-year autopsy of a utopia built on blood. *** Introduction. The Tale of Two Revolutions ***. Let's be real for a second. If you look at a history textbook, the American Revolution of 1776 and the French Revolution of 1789 are often lumped together. They are treated like twin siblings, both born from the Enlightenment, both fighting for liberty, both trying to kick out the old guard. But if you look closer, they aren't twins. They aren't even distant cousins. One was a successful surgery. The other was a horrific car crash that stayed on fire for nearly 2 centuries. Think about it. The United States had its revolution, spent a few messy years figuring out the paperwork, signed the Constitution in 1787, and decided from one massive, tragic civil war has basically stayed the same constitutional republic for over 240 years. Then you look at France. In 1789, when the Bastille fell, people thought they were entering a golden age of freedom. Instead, they entered a 169-year-long earthquake. From 1789 until the founding of the Fifth Republic in 1958, France swung like a violent pendulum between radical bloody terrors, Napoleonic impetus, restored monarchies, and more revolutions. Why? Why did America stick the landing, while France spent nearly 2 centuries face-planting into the mud? As a *** historical pathologist, ***, I'm here to perform an autopsy on this corpse. We're going to peel back the layers of propaganda and art to see what actually killed the dream of 1789. ***, the hook. When liberty becomes a nightmare ***. Imagine you're in Paris in 1793. The air doesn't smell like croissants and perfume. It smells like copper, smell of fresh blood. The guillotine, originally designed as a humane way to execute people, has become the national razor. It's no longer a tool of justice. It's a religious icon. For 10 months, the reign of terror gripped the city. And here's the kicker. It wasn't just the kings and queens getting their heads chopped off. It was the baker who complained about the price of bread. It was the seamstress who forgot to wear a revolutionary ribbon. It was the very heroes who started the revolution. In this world, liberty had become a total paradox. The revolutionary government claimed to fight for your right to speak, but if you said the wrong word, you were dead. This is the ultimate liquidation revolution. When a society decides that the only way to build a perfect future is to physically liquidate anyone who remembers the past, you don't get a utopia. You get a slaughterhouse. ***. The pathology of power. Power as a toxin ***. We've all heard the phrase, absolute power corrupts absolutely. But in the French Revolution, power functioned more like a neurotoxin. Look at the Jacobin, the radical wing, led by These guys started as dragon slayers. They wanted to end the tyranny of the monarchy. But the moment they tasted power, they did unjust kill the dragon. They became a multi-headed hydra that was far more terrifying than the king ever was. There is a psychological shift that happens when you believe you are objectively right. When you believe you are fighting for the people with a capital P, anyone who disagrees with you is not just a person with a different opinion, they are an enemy of humanity. This is why the anti-revolutionary label was so dangerous. It could be stuck on anyone, a priest, a rival politician, even a child. Once you label someone as less than a citizen, the moral barrier to killing them disappears. As the saying goes, ***, power is a poison. Once you've tasted the ability to play God with other people's lives, you can never truly quit it. ***, the law of suspects, the death of neutrality, ***. The most chilling part of this autopsy is the law of suspects, ***. This was a decree that basically made neutrality a capital offense. In a normal society, if you don't want to get involved in politics, you'll stay home. In revolutionary France, staying home was a sign of counter-revolutionary coldness. If you weren't screaming at the top of your lungs for the revolution, you were a suspect. Spies were everywhere. You couldn't even call your friend Monsieur or Madame. Those were noble terms. You had to say citoyen citizen if you slipped up in a cafe. That was a one-way ticket to the blade. This reveals the fundamental conflict between ***, mob politics and intelligence. ***, take the case of Antoine Lavoisier, the father of modern chemistry. He was one of the greatest minds in human history. Did the revolutionaries care? No. They sent him to the guillotine because he had worked as a tax collector for the old government. When people pleaded for his life because of his scientific genius, the judge famously replied, ***, the Republic has no need for scientists. ***. That, right there, is the death of a civilization. When ideological purity becomes more important than human brilliance, you aren't progressing. You're regressing into a new kind of dark age. Asterisk, asterisk, social engineering versus legal reform. Asterisk, asterisk. This is where the contrast with the American Revolution becomes crystal clear. The American Revolution was essentially a asterisk, asterisk legal dispute, asterisk, asterisk. It was like a messy divorce or a massive lawsuit over property rights and representation. The Founding Fathers weren't trying to remake human nature. They were trying to protect existing rights from a distant king. They were cynical about human nature. They knew people were greedy and power-hungry, so they built a system of checks and balances to keep everyone in their lane. The French Revolution, however, was a asterisk, asterisk, social engineering experiment. Asterisk, asterisk. They didn't just want to change the laws. They wanted to change the asterisk soul asterisks of France. They tried to throw away the calendar, rename the months, abolish the church, and replace God with a goddess of reason. When you try to reboot a whole culture from scratch, you create a vacuum. And you know what fills a vacuum? Violence. Violence. Because human beings don't like being treated like clay. If you want to mold them into a new man, you eventually have to use a hammer. Asterisk, asterisk. The propaganda of art. Manipulating the record. Asterisk, asterisk. As a pathologist, I also have to look at the skin of the Iratha art. Take Jacques-Louis David's famous painting, asterisk, The Death of Marat, asterisk. You've seen it. A man slumped in a bathtub, looking like a tragic saint. It's beautiful, but it's a lie. Marat was a bloodthirsty journalist who spent his days calling for more executions. He was killed by a woman named Charlotte Corday, who thought killing him would stop the violence. David didn't paint the truth. He painted a asterisk, asterisk, revolutionary martyr, asterisk, asterisk. He used the visual language of the crucifixion of Christ to make a radical politician look divine. This teaches us a vital lesson. Asterisk, asterisk, historical painting is rarely about recording history. It's about expressing the standpoint of the person holding the brush. Asterisk, asterisk, we have to be careful not to fall in love with the aesthetic of a revolution while ignoring the bodies buried under the floorboards. Asterisk, asterisk, the 169-year cost of liquidation, asterisk, asterisk. So, why did it take France 169 years to stabilize? Because violence is addictive, and institutions are fragile. Once you teach a population that the way to solve political problems is to kill the other side, you destroy the possibility of compromise. For generations, every time a new government in France tried to lead, the opposition didn't just vote against them, they built barricades and started shooting. The liquidation mentality creates a debt that takes centuries to pay off. France had to endure Napoleon's wars, the return of the Bourbons, the 1848 revolutions, the Franco-Prussian War, and to world wars before they finally realized that asterisk, asterisk, humanity has capacity for evil. Asterisk, asterisk, must be managed by a constitution, not by a guillotine. Asterisk, asterisk, conclusion, the mirror of history. Asterisk, asterisk. So, what's the takeaway for us today, in 2026? History isn't just a series of dates. It's a mirror. When we see people today calling for the total destruction of their political enemies, or when we see the purity tests of modern social media, we are seeing the echoes of 1793. The lesson is simple but chilling. Asterisk, asterisk. Those who view everyone as a counter-revolutionary eventually become counter-human. Asterisk, asterisk. When we stop seeing our neighbors as people and start seeing them as obstacles to progress, we have already stepped onto the path that leads to the reign of terror. Only by absorbing these lessons can we ensure that our own civilization doesn't take the same bloody detour. Asterisk, asterisk, call to action. It's your turn. Asterisk, asterisk, now. I want to hear from you. Put yourself in the shoes of a Parisian in 1793. You're standing in a crowd, and they're bringing a man to the guillotine. You know he's innocent. But you also know that if you don't cheer for his death, the people standing next to you might report you to the Committee of Public Safety. Asterisk, asterisk, what would you do? Would you cheer to save your own life? Or would you risk the blade to stand for the truth? Asterisk, asterisk, and more importantly, in today's world, where cancel culture and ideological silos are stronger than ever, are we any better at resisting the mob than they were? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's have a real, nuanced conversation. If you value this kind of historical autopsy, hit that subscribe button and give us a like. Let's keep looking through the mirror of history together, because as the saying goes, asterisk, asterisk, by the mirror of the past, we see the rise and fall. By the mirror of the person, we see the gain and loss. Asterisk, asterisk, stay rational, stay human, and I'll see you in the next dissection.